What up, dudes and dudettes? This is Abe, your host. This is Conspiracy Corner Podcast. It is 5/10/25. So, how's everyone doing? I am off today. I went out and got a new game. Give me just a second. I went ahead and got a Link to the Past for Game Boy Advanced. It was $25. Zelda games right now are going like $44, $45 to like $60 a pop. So I could not pass it up. I'm currently playing the original first Zelda. So there will be a game review on Link's Awakening. I did beat it. So keep an eye out for that. I should probably do it today. I'm going to go ahead and do a podcast now, conspiracy podcast, and then the next episode that will come out later today will be a Blue Pill podcast. As far as updates, I'm off today, I'm off tomorrow. Tomorrow I have some yard work I'm going to do, clearing out tree limbs and stuff. I just took a bath, so that's why I'm wearing the hat and stuff. All nice and clean shaven. So updates. Miss McGillicuddy, she was going to be the co-host for the podcast that me and my two friends are putting together. I don't know what she's going through. She's going through some stuff, so keep her in your prayers. You guys know how I feel on this channel. We believe in the whole coexist. Every religion is accepted here. We don't have like some sort of cult going on or some sort of ministry or nothing. If I did start a ministry, it would be my own cult. But I'd be the Mahdi. I'm just kidding. We're gonna talk about that. We're going to talk about that on this channel. Trust me, I keep my eye on... Hang on. Is everyone awake? I keep my eye on what's going on, you know. Always looking. I'm a spy in the house of love. I will report on that. What I'm doing right now is gathering information, gathering intel from other sources, because this story keeps growing and growing and growing, so I just want to do like a whole episode and just cover it all. I already told you guys how I work. I usually report on stuff late, and there's a reason for that, because I would rather get the whole story and say my opinions about it in like one episode. Just get it all in, one place at one time. But it gets deep, man, with the whole Mahdi stuff. But anyways, I do have a call with my buddy. We're still going to start the podcast, me and him. I should have a call either today or tomorrow, because I'm off the next 2 days. So we're going to try to get that figured out. But keep Miss McGillicuddy in your prayers. You do that voodoo that you do so well. And that's it for as far as the update on that. Oh, this isn't an update, but I do have to share this story. This is fucking hilarious. So we're going to be talking about the Pope today, because there's a lot of shit going on with the new Pope and the old Pope that I want to talk about and cover. And I got my little handy dandy notebook. One of these days I will get one like Blue's Clues. You guys think I'm joking. I'm not. This is why I'm doing buymeacoffee.com. So you guys can send me a couple bucks and I can save up and get me a handy dandy notebook with the crayon. So Truth Seeker. I actually have like really no beef with Truth Seeker. I really don't. I think he's toxic as hell to the community, and you guys have seen that I've said shit about him before. The only interaction that I've really had with Truth Seeker Actually, I've had several interactions, and he was always really cool. But like one of the few times that he rubbed me the wrong way, one of the only time really, was he was reporting on, he was getting going down the reptilian rabbit hole. And I don't know, this isn't an ego thing, it's really not, but like when I first got into conspiracy, I was super huge on the reptilian rabbit hole. I fell down the rabbit hole of David Icke and stuff. And I told you guys my opinions. Like I did a whole episode on reptilians and David Icke. Go check it out. It's literally, I think the episode is called My Opinion on David Icke. Go check it out. Or David Icke and Alex Hirsch. Um I used to be like a reptile head, like real big into the whole reptilian thing. And Alex Jones summed it up best, that he thinks, he's like, dude, David Icke puts out amazing information. He said this on a talk show or on his show, and he was like, David Icke puts out amazing information, and then he shits in the punch bowl, is the phrase that he used. And I loved the analogy. He shat in the punch bowl because you have this beautiful bowl of punch and everyone's drinking from it. Amazing knowledge, amazing information. But then you throw in the lizard shit, and it ruins all of your credibility. And there's an interview of David Icke saying he's literally God, the Son of God. He's Jesus Christ, so, you know. And he's right, dude. I've seen so many content creators within the conspiracy community who put out such amazing information, but then they just say something so off the fucking wall. And the thing is, David Icke didn't just say, hey, I believe in reptilians, because I believe in reptilians. I believe in cryptids and Bigfoot and shit. But he literally ties everything into their lizard people. Kind of like Donald Marshall with the whole cloning shit. Like, you put out all this amazing information and then you just shit in the punch bowl. But Truth Seeker is a big reptilian dude. And I told him, I said, dude, I think the whole reptilian thing is a psyop. And I said, I think that they want us to fall into the reptilian conspiracy, so that way we shit in the punch bowl and we destroy our credibility. And he messaged back, he said, I don't think so. I think you're wrong. Reptilians are real. And I'm like, I believe you, reptilians are real. But do I think that the Queen of England is like unzipping herself and pulling off a skin suit, and all these Hollywood actors and all the elites are reptile people, lizard people? No, I don't think so. Sorry. Half of those glitches and shit that are caught on film are literally like glitches. Like, I've known people in the conspiracy community who are literally like went to school for film and shit and journalism and shit, and they tell you that that's not like reptile people. It's literally like the camera glitching and shit. They call it like artifacts or something like that. I can't remember, because I was a journalist, but I was a writer. I was a writer. I wasn't like, I never got into the camera work shit. I never wanted to. I like writing, you know, writing and speaking. But yeah, I mean, even that, I was just like, okay, you believe whatever you want. I'm just warning you. Like, I've been in this game longer than you, buddy. And as a veteran, you know, I would like to warn you that I fell into that rabbit hole too, you know. There's two things in my conspiracy community or conspiracy career that I would say that I regret. One was falling for the reptilian bit, which I was young and dumb and didn't know any better. It was when I first truly woke up. And two would be the QAnon shit. I was a Q-tard back in the day. I fell for that shit. That's why I leave those episodes up, so you could see my faults and failures. But anyways, I had an interesting thing happen with Truth Seeker last night, and I'll tell you this story too. So this is my second Truth Seeker story. I really have no beef with this guy. I would love to meet him, you know. So I was working Clark's last night, Um, Gas station attendant. You guys know me. I work 40 hours a week, man. Sometimes overtime. But I was working the gas station last night, and I was the kitchen closer, so I was cooking in kitchen all night, and then I finally got kitchen closed and shit by like 9 p.m., which I know you guys are probably like, what? That's so crazy. Like 9 p.m., that's late for y'all. Yeah, here in Kentucky, yeah. You know, we ain't got much people around here like you all do in San Francisco and California and such. um, so I finished closing kitchen and I jumped over to register. And when I'm on register, I have more time on my hands. So I'm like going through my phone and shit. And I had seen a comment on a Truth Seeker video. Because some Truth Seeker's like 50-50. And I know that there's like circles within the conspiracy community. I kind of run in the circle with like Sam Tripoli and shit. I don't know Sam Tripoli, but I've met him and I've talked to him like a handful of times. He's cool as fuck. And I would say, that he's been doing it longer than me. And I would say I am a student of Sam Tripoli. So there are circles within the community. And what it is you vibe with your tribe. And there's a lot of conflict within the conspiracy community among different circles, you know. I vibe with a lot of tribes, but for some reason, me and Truth Seeker, we butt heads a lot, like on belief systems. To me, he's very toxic. He's a young gun. I think he just woke up. I don't think he's been creating very long. So I think that he's like everyone else when they first wake up. He's like guns ablazing, you know. We gotta wake everyone up. We gotta wake everyone. And it's like, dude, chill. And here we are, the old men of the tribe, you know, like, dude, chill, just chill, you know. So he put out a video about the new pope and how the new pope looks scary as fuck. And I ain't gonna lie, dude, I was looking at this new pope and I'm like, he actually looks less scary than the last pope. And the pope before the last pope, what was his name? Ratzinger? That dude looked like a Sith Lord, like dark, pitch black circles under his eyes. And I got circles under my eyes, but dude, this guy looked like he would shoot lightning bolts out of his talons, you know? That dude looks satanic. I ain't gonna lie. Anytime I seen pictures of him, I was like, dude, that thing is darkness. You could put him on the cover of a metal album, you know? But he kept like saying like, oh, the new pope looks evil and satanic as fuck. Doesn't he just look creepy and evil? And I'm like, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, no, sorry. Like, he looks like he would be a normal old man that I would pass on the sidewalk. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Let me know. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Which we're gonna cover him. He does have some shadiness behind him. So we'll get into it. So I was just chatting because I do watch Truth Seeker to get info from. Because he's, like I said, 50-50. Half of the stuff he actually, like 50% of the time, he puts out good info. But then the other 50%, he's usually hating on other people within the community. Like basically burning his bridges, which I'm cool with. Because I don't see this as a competition. I love everyone, and I get along with everyone. And I give shout outs to everyone. So when I see someone toxic like True Seeker or Russian Vids, I love when they burn their own bridges. Because he's going after Russell Brand, he's going after Tucker Carlson, he's going after Alex Jones, like everyone. He thinks everyone is a shill and everyone's CIA, and that's cool. but you're not gonna last long. And honestly, I'm not gonna miss you if you bring nothing but toxicity and gossip and drama like a woman to this conspiracy community, which is full of mostly men, and you're bringing that negative female Lilith energy, a succubus energy, satanic shit. Like, yeah, see you later, buddy. Like, I ain't got time for that jazz. But so someone was commenting, I think the new pope is a homosexual, in the comment section. And you guys know me, like, I'm straight, but I have dabbled in, like, homosexuality, and I told you guys why. Because my dad kept calling me gay, and my brother kept calling me gay, and, like, physically beating me up, him and my brother, calling me faggot, and beating the shit out of me. So, as a kid, I was like, well, they keep calling me this, and they keep beating the shit out of me, so maybe I'm gay and I don't know it. So then, like, I dated, like, boys, and I would kiss a boy and I'd literally start gagging and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm not gay. But I didn't know. I was a kid, you know? So that always bothered me. And I've always been really feminine and stuff. And it bothers me that people are so obsessed with people's sexuality. If there's no children or animals involved, why do you care? Like, seriously, why do you care? So someone in the comment section said, I think the new pope's gay. And I said, they probably are gay. And he said, I said, anyone who, this is what I said, because I said, anyone who joins the priesthood is a homo. And like I said, I've made out with guys and shit, so I believe I could say faggot and homo. All are welcome here. So I said, yeah, anyone who joins the priesthood's a homo. And they said, why? And I said, dude, in my head, because I love commenting. I'm one of the few content creators who will actually talk to you in the comment section or comment on other people's comment sections. For one, it's a good way to get my channel out there. For two, I like talking about shit. So they said, why would you say that? I said, well, and I almost went one direction with celibacy, but I didn't want to go on a big celibacy rant on how celibacy's kind of gay, in my opinion. Like, there's all these beautiful women out there, and you're like, you know, holding your dick down and not masturbating. And you guys know how I feel about Christianity, about it being a psyop. And I don't know, to me, celibacy is very homosexual. And like the whole priesthood thing, like, I'm going to be a celibate preacher or priest. Like, it's just very gay. And then they wonder why all these priests, like, molest children. Well, it's like, yeah, you guys have all these sexual urges. You're not allowed to masturbate. You're not allowed to go out and have women. Even young women. I wouldn't judge a old priest if he got an 18-year-old, as long as they're 18. You know? I'd rather him fuck an 18-year-old woman, than, like, molest a kid. Just saying. So I almost went that route, but then I said, the reason they're all homosexuals, anyone who joins the priesthood is a homosexual, I said, is because they molest little boys. I mean, I'm not wrong. Look at the history of the Catholic Church and how many little boys have been molested and how many little boys have been trafficked through the Vatican and the Catholic Church. Christianity is a disgusting religion. I despise it. There are so many times that I hear people who go, oh, so-and-so's satanic, so-and-so is evil. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, part of me is like, hail Satan, dude. Fuck Christianity. Fuck your Vatican. Fuck your little popes and your little pieces on the chessboard. The bishops, you know. Kings and queens and guillotines. I despise your religion. First of all, you all worship Saturn. Jehovah is Saturn. Um, Second off, dude, I was like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I'm just gonna say it. I think that all these priests and all these popes are all homos because they molest little boys. You never hear about them molesting little girls. Not that it would be better, but yeah, they probably are a bunch of faggots who molest little boys. A bunch of pedos and chomos. Yeah, 90% of them probably are. And don't get me wrong, I've met good priests. I used to bartend in Harrodsburg, which is a very Catholic town for Kentucky. Um, and a very ritzy type of place. It's a very rich place. Um, I used to wait on priests, and I used to know priests. Um, I know good priests. You know, there's very good priests out there. There's Father Malachi. I talked about him the other day. He used to be a regular on Art Bell. He's a good priest. He's a good Christian, good man. But there's also, most of them are fucking pedophiles and homosexuals. There's nothing wrong with being a homosexual. Just make sure that there's hair on the dick before you suck it. How hard is it? Don't play with bald dicks. And you know what I mean? Don't fuck with kids, man. It's not that complicated, man. So I commented this about basically I said, yeah, I agree with you. Well, it was me agreeing with the person who originally commented, but the other commenter said, "Why do you think that all anyone who joins the priesthood is gay?" I said, "Because they molest little boys." And my comment kept getting deleted. And this is why I was kind of going long-winded on why I kept reiterating that I was working cashier, because when I'm on cashier, I have time to look at my phone in between customers. When I'm in kitchen, I don't. When I'm in kitchen, I'm literally hustling like a chicken with its head cut off, you know. So I was cashier at the time, and I commented, because anyone who joins the priesthood usually molest little boys. And he hated this. He hated. I don't know if it was Truth Seeker or YouTube, and I can't prove it, but he deleted my first comment. My first comment was, it was either him or YouTube deleted my first comment, but apparently he didn't delete it quick enough, because this person got to respond to the first comment, which was what I told you, and that one was gone. And this person said, why? So I'm like, okay, so they seen it. It was up there. So that's what makes me think the Truth Seeker was deleting my comments. But dude, I'm up till 3 a.m. So I'm like, I just kept reposting. I reposted this comment because it kept getting deleted by Truth Seeker or YouTube. I'm leaning more towards Truth Seeker. And I'd go, because they molest little boys. Send. Comment added. And then I'd refresh, and I'd ring up some customers. 15 minutes later, click, my comment's deleted. Because they molest little boys. Send. Refresh. 15 minutes later, after a couple more customers, let's go to YouTube. Comment deleted. Because they molest little boys. Send. I sent it 8 or 9 fucking times, dude, and it finally fucking stuck. It finally fucking stuck. So either Truth Seeker went to bed, because it's like, homie, I'm up all night, dude. I'm an insomniac. 2 can play this game. You're not gonna silence me, dude. And I think it was him and not so much YouTube. Which is fine. I wish the best for the dude. I know he's unemployed, and you guys seen I was unemployed for 3 months, dude. You know, I got fired. Well, I quit in October, and go check out that episode. I've been going through the ringer too, so I get it. You know, and he is finally asking for monetization. We talked about that the other day on this channel. That he talks about everyone being shills, and now he's a shill. And you guys know how I feel. Don't ever judge anyone for trying to make a living off of their American dream. You know, um, I wish I could talk to the dude. I would love to have an interaction with him. I really would. Um, but let's see. We got 5 minutes left. Let's see if we can do a real quick conspiracy to wrap this episode up. Oh, let's do some local news real quick. First of all, earthquake hit in Tennessee today, dude. 4.1 is the news that I'm getting. It hit about 11 a.m. Because it was 11:11 while I was sitting on the pot at McDonald's. Because I had to shit and we were driving. When I went out to go get Link to the Past, on the way back I had like 3 cups of coffee, so I was like ready to shit. And I pulled over to McDonald's and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta go. Like I was feeling like I was giving birth, baby. So I went and I shit real quick, and I looked at the clock, and it was 11:11, and I made a wish that my brother would be safe, because right before that, there was a video put out by Deep Waters, so shout out to him. It said there was a 4.1 that earthquake that hit Tennessee near the Knoxville area. My brother lives pretty close there, so like immediately I didn't call him because he never picks up anymore, but sadly, but I did text him. I was like, are you guys okay over there? He's like, what are you talking about? Well, I just got up, and I'm like, dude, a 4.1 hit Knoxville. How close are you there, you know? And he's actually heading there tonight, so I am curious. I'm going to do some reconnaissance of like, hey, bro, when you went to Knoxville, like, was anything fucked up? Because 4.1, that's pretty high on the Richter scale, dude. I mean, we get earthquakes around here, but we'll get like 1, maybe 2 on the Richter scale. Like 4.1, that's some earth-shaking shit. So I hit him up, making sure he's all right. I think we're gonna wrap it up here though. So let me know if you guys live in that area. There's not much reporting on it because I haven't had time to see if there's any conspiracies around it, and I probably won't report on it anyways because a lot of these conspiracies that people put out is hearsay and just craziness. I hope y'all enjoyed. I had to tell you that truth seeker story though. And do pray for him, man. He's unemployed right now. He said that his only income is YouTube. So, I just think it's funny when you call people shills all the time and you end up becoming a shill. Maybe you should stop calling out everyone in the community and just kind of chill out, bro. And I don't mean this out of meanness. Just, you know, I've already said I want to make money off this channel. I would love for this to be my main career. So, chill out on calling everyone shills because now you're a shill. Like, it's the pot calling the kettle black. And do pray for him and pray that he gets a new job because he is job hunting. And I know how hard it is, dude. On this channel, I told you guys I went like 3 months without a fucking job. It's fucking tough, dude, getting a job out there. And I was shaving and brushing my teeth and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, going to interviews and yes sir, no ma'am, you know, being a gentleman. And it's hard as fuck to get a job. So, I feel for you, bro. I'm praying for you. And I love you, man. I don't know you, but I say I love you like I love everyone else in the world. I have a genuine love for people. I just had to share that story, man. And are you really that petty and crazy and weird? Because you're the type of person I'd love to just poke in the belly and be like, Am I making you mad? All right. See you guys later. And there'll be some more podcasts today, so